it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Got a blazer on today, real profesh. It's like an oversized one, or really just one to fit my boobs. Anyone else tired? Exhausted? Trying to debate if it's hormonal or age. Those probably go together. And or life. I don't know. But yeah, I've been on the struggle bus lately. I'm actually too tired to drive the struggle bus. I think I'm just bringing up the rear. So let me know if you're a passenger also. Maybe we can sit together. So I don't have my early morning person today. So I left a little later. Not by much. But, you know, I didn't have to, like, rush to get here because I still have, like, an hour and a half before my first person. Okay, so I'm going to start my makeup. Going to use this NARS little mini concealer here as an eyeshadow primer. And just so you know, we're going to talk about some news. So let's get started. So first we're going to visit Kenya. There is a man in Kenya. This is really like appropriate for this time of year. There's a man in Kenya who is saying that he is Jesus. Like the Christian Jesus, our Lord and Savior. And so he's going around telling everybody, you know, he's Jesus of Bongoma. And so, you know, with Easter coming up, there's a whole bunch of people who are like, bet. So what we're going to do is we're going to crucify you on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, and that'll let us know if you're really Jesucristo. So he's like, oopsies. So he runs to the police and he's like, you have to protect me. He puts in a report that there are people who want to crucify him to just like make sure that he's really Jesus, because if he's Jesus, then he'll go ahead and raise himself from the dead, according to the Bible. Now, one thing that they got wrong is that they'd have to crucify him on Friday, because that's Good Friday, right? And then he would have to raise up from the dead on Sunday, on Easter Sunday. So, is that right? I don't remember. It was Palm Sunday last child. I grew up in the church and I don't even remember. But it's like one of those things where he thought he was going to get people on the okie doke, and they're like, really? Prove it. So this poor man is now like hiding out, getting protection from the... I wonder if the police are actually protecting him. They're probably like, well... Anyway, I'm going to go in with the Nova Chrome palette from CXC Beauty. This is actually something that Jessa gave me when she was out here last year. And we're going to see each other like a lot in May. So I'm really excited about that. So they're all like multi-chromes. Maybe I'll just play around with a couple of them, but I'll go into this one first. I don't know if you follow CXC Beauty, but they are like queer owned, people of color owned, so you should look them up. Glad I'm doing this first because I'm getting just a little bit of fallout, which is fine. We can clean that up, but much better than having to try to clean it up over foundation and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit on my face. Okay. So from Kenya, let's take a flight over to Sydney, Australia. Now there is a real estate agent named Julie Bundock, and she was preparing to show this like expensive house, like it's priced at maybe, or it's worth like $3 million, and it's a 4-bedroom house, and it's on like the northern beach, so really like upscale-y, right? So she gets to the house, you know, because the real estate agents usually, they might get there early to like set the place up or whatever, stage the house. So she goes through and she notices like there are renters there, right? So you have the owner and then you have the renters. There are renters there, but they're not in, of course, because she's got to show the house. And they left like some bedding out to dry for whatever reason. It didn't say whether they washed it or whether, you know, something happened and there's something that got on it. They don't say in the story. But Julie decides that rather than leaving that out there, probably, you know, wasn't the nicest thing for people to like walk through and see like a bed sheet or something on the patio. So she decides that she's just gonna take the bedding and she's going to put it in another room. I don't know, like, if she wasn't going to show that room, like, it didn't quite make any sense, but Julie was like, we got to get this out of the way, because they had left it on the deck to dry, right? I think I'm also going to go in with this shade here. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Just going to put it towards the outer. So we're definitely going with matchy today. So anyway, she put them in a downstairs room on like a shelf. And then in the room, she like turned on the wall lamp, right? 20 minutes later, a fire starts. So what happened, apparently the shelf was like a metal shelf, and she put the bedding on the shelf, and basically the lamp heated up the shelf, and the bedding caught fire. So basically the house burns down to the ground. Like, it's just the bones of the house. It's just the bones of the house left. And apparently she called the owner and was like, oh my God, Pete, I think I just burnt your house down. Ma'am. Ma'am, Julie. Could you imagine getting that phone call? Yeah, I think I just like burned your house down. Okay. What did she expect Home Dude to say? So apparently Julie has been in the game for 18 years, right? And so Peter's the owner, and the renters, there were like 4 of them staying there, I think. They took her to court because essentially 5 people done lost everything, because Julie burned the house down, burned it to a crisp. When I tell you there is nothing left but like the original plan of the house. So the judge was like, Julie, ma'am, you like actively created a risk, and due to that, you burnt this man's house down. The whole house. Ain't nothing left. Not one bit of anything besides just the you know, original construction. So apparently in court, Julie was like real combative and she wasn't real cooperative. So I don't think she really helped her case. Because she was trying to say, well, they should have told me. Told you what? That fires start? Julie, girl. Julie. Accident, right? But I don't think the way she was responding was really helping her situation. And I quite don't understand her blasé attitude. Like, girl, I think it just burnt your house down. I'm sorry, what? So let me tell you what her employer has to pay. $740,642 to the owner, and they have to pay $121,475 to the renters. There are like 4 renters, so they're gonna split that. Yo, so like I guess he can't sell the house no more. But if it was worth $3 million, how come he's only getting $740,000 from the employer, Julie's employer? Like, does homeowners insurance cover the rest? Because he can't sell that house no more, right? Like, and if he was selling it, I'm guessing he doesn't want to rebuild it. And how is he going to? Because he's only getting not even $1 million back, and it's supposed to be worth $3 million. But Julie and like her defense lawyers are like, the owner and the renter, like, they should have said that the shelf could warm up. Jules, it's a metal shelf, and you had a lamp, you know, and then you had bedding. I don't know that I would have realized it either, like, because I wouldn't, like, this lamp is just gonna catch things on fire. I don't know. But it didn't happen to me, right? It happened to Julie, and she has almost 20 years of experience in the industry. So let me know what you think. Should she have known? Should she have known? Did you know? Would you have known? Because I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel bad for her, but also I think the judge is like, you're being real, like, combative right now, and so we're gonna punish you even more because you're ridiculous. I think maybe if she had some sort of like remorse or something, maybe they would have like worked with her a little bit. But then I'm like, is her employer gonna fire her now? And also, how is she gonna get another job in real estate? Because they're gonna call her references, and the references are gonna be like, well, she burnt your house down. It was like a $3 million house. So, you know, you're at your own risk if you hire her. She might burn somebody else's house down. Which, you know, maybe we're being judgmental and it's never gonna happen again. But wow. I feel bad if Julie can't get another job. That's a lot of money for her employer to have to pay. I would assume she gonna get fired, right? I'm gonna use the Pause palette from Menagerie, just for some mattes, probably. There's another blue here. I guess I'm just really going for the blue monochromatic look today. Do I want to? A little bit, I do. Doesn't really change anything. Well, makes it a little bluer. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to go with the green, the brown, and the blue. That is Lapdog, Woof Woof, and Squirrel. Okay, so let me tell you about Ben Tolsey. Now, there's a video of this. Because, you know, it didn't really happen if there's no video proof. So, video opens to Ben on the bed, just like laying there, right? And his friend who wants to remain anonymous, and you'll understand why, his friend is there, right? So Ben is like on his side. And you see the friend with a lighter. Already, we know that something's gonna happen, right? You just, yeah. So the friend like flicks the lighter right as Ben farts. Yes, I said that. Because Ben wanted to like use his fart to start a fire. Just like a little fireball, I guess. Maybe he wanted to see if his fart could. Because some people, I feel like people have said, like, your fart could light a match or something. Well, it worked. Ben's flatulence. I'm guessing that, no, they didn't think this through, because it started, like a fireball happened and set his ass on fire. And so he's rolling around on the bed trying to put himself out. And he manages to. But, you know, I was curious as to how does this work? So I wrote down some of the scientific stuff about it. Let me know if you know. So, apparently, the hydrogen content of flatulence is 8% to 63%. So there's a huge range. But then hydrogen, methane, and carbon dioxide make up 75% of a typical fart. So we don't know if Ben's fart was typical or not, and I don't know how you measure that. So as the gases mix with the oxygen in the air, it forms a flammable cocktail. Listen. Why do we have video of this? Why? Don't ever tell anyone. Don't tell anybody that this happened. It's just between you and your anonymous friend. I would stay anonymous too. I don't know if the friend is on camera or not, but I would stay anonymous. I don't want to be put into the same, like, idiocy perspective of this fool. We ain't friends no more. Okay? Because Ben... You know what? First of all, yes, Ben is a fool, but the friend is also a fool. Like, why would you agree to that? Why would you agree to it? I bet he had some of his other friends and they were like, no thanks. But this anonymous friend is like, yeah, I'll help you out, bud. Set his ass literally on fire. That could have been real tragic. Listen, because you got Julie over here burning people's house down, and you got Ben over here burning his ass. People... You play with fire, you're gonna get burned. If I was a parent, I would be like, I would give these two examples. Like, you want to play with fire? Okay, you're going to get burned, okay? Oh, Ben. What? Like, why do people put these things? Why put it on the interwebs for all of us to see? Keep it to yourself. I wouldn't tell anybody. Or that would be like pillow talk with somebody. You know what I did? My fart just like literally set my ass on fire. You ever do that? No, actually, I have not. No. Yeah, no. I don't know why people feel the need to document everything. Some stuff should just stay between you and the Lord. Don't bring us into it. Okay, these next two stories, like, I've never heard a story like this, and then I was so surprised that I found more than one. And I think there's more beyond the two that I'm going to talk about. And these are fairly recent. One happened in 2019 and one happened in 2024. I'm going to start with the 2024 one. I'm going to go into this NYX palette, Ultimate Edit, Warm Neutrals. Come on, NYX, Lord. And I just want to use some of the neutrals. Okay, so where was this? I forgot. Oh, in Colombia. Like Colombia, not Colombia, Colombia. This was in January of this year. So you see on video, you see this little red car pull up to an intersection. All of a sudden, like 2 dudes on a motorcycle rush up, right? And they're like, get out the car, get out the car. So it's a woman and a man in the car. Like the lady is in the passenger seat, the man is in the driver's seat. So 2 dudes approach and tell them to get out of the car. And as they're getting out, 2 other dudes show up. So it's four assailants. So they're taking out the car and they like force the guy onto his knees. But then all of a sudden they get quiet because the lady is like standing there like scared the hell out of her mind. They get quiet and then the camera, because the guys move back, you see the dude on his knee, on one knee, not on both, on one, holding a ring. So he staged a carjacking to ask this woman to marry him. And then the assailants, quote unquote, start cheering. And this is where I wouldn't talk to this woman anymore. She said yes. She said yes to the proposal. But wait a minute. There's another story. This one was in 2019, and we actually have the name of the guy, because the Colombia ones, we just see it on like CCTV. Now, there's a guy in New York, in Erie County, New York. His name is Ray Giuliano. He's another one who staged a crime. And people knew about it. Like, people were in on it. So, Ray and his girlfriend go to a convenience store. And, again, it's on the store camera. You see them in, like, the, you know, where the freezers are, where you want to grab your drinks. You see them right there on the CCTV. But then you see the cashier dealing with someone, and the customer runs out. And the cashier is like, dude, he just like tried to rob me. And Ray and his girlfriend are like, what? So dude comes back in. The robber comes back in and forces the cashier and Ray and his girlfriend to the back of the store. And Ray and his girlfriend are like cowering buy the drinks, and she's like terrified. She's like, oh my God, please don't hurt us. And the guy is like, do you have kids? And she's like, yeah, I have 3 kids. And he is like, to the woman, he's like, are you his girl? Are you Ray's girl? And she's like, yes. And the guy is like, well, I don't see a ring. And Ray is like, well, we're not married yet. And the guy is like, that's ridiculous. You need to do something about that. So he reaches into his pocket. Homegirl is terrified out of her mind. And he hands Ray a ring. And Ray proposes. Now, the store owner, the robber, and Ray, of course, were all in on this. Not only that, but they called and told the police that this was going to happen. You know, so like, you guys, it's not a real robbery. They like apparently shut down the store somehow so that it was, you know, no other customers were in, and they did this. And I have a problem with this. And the one in Colombia. Y'all are so effing stupid. Both sets. Both men and both women. Because both these women said yes to the proposal. And they're both like, he's so crazy. Yes, he is. Okay? He is crazy. Do not willingly marry a crazy person. Coming from a therapist. Like, you know, going into it, you know that no sane person would do this. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to pretend that there's like this crime happening, and that's how I'm gonna ask her to marry me. No. Because also, there are other people who are stupid. Everybody in this is stupid. Because the friends, the assailants, the 4 who popped up on the motorbikes and were like, get out the car with these like fake guns. And then the robber, the store owner, and the police. Nobody said, you know what? I don't know if that's a good idea. And this fool in the paper, he's like, I just want to scare her a little bit. I didn't want to terrify her. Sir, who wouldn't be terrified? I'm not even going to try to understand the thought process because I don't want to like decimate my brain cells, because I think I would have to have like a significant amount less to understand the thought process of this. What do you think? Because maybe, you know, I always want to know, am I being judgmental? Fully judgmental right now, okay? I'm fully judgmental because that would be the end of the relationship. Like, you scared the hell out of me and you want me to be like, oh my God, I can't wait to marry you. Bunk that. Like, if you don't get your and get out of my house right now, that's it. That's it. First of all, you obviously are an idiot. Second of all, you don't know me. Because why would you think that I would be like okay with this? And you gonna get a good, third of all, you about to get a good cuss out before we're done. Because could you imagine telling your girlfriends or whomever, like, girl, let me tell you how he proposed. So we were at the store and we were like getting some drinks and stuff, and this robber comes in. Now, I always want my friends to be happy. And if you love them, great. If you like it, I love it. But I would have to say something about this one. I would have to say something. I would have to. I'm not coming to the wedding. No. Hell, who knows what you're going to do at the wedding? There was a story of this man trying to like get people's attention at the wedding. I think he was officiating it. And this daggone jackass shot a gun up in the air and accidentally hit his grandson. The little boy is fine. But why are people so stupid? That's what I'm saying. People just think about the first step. You're not thinking about anything else. I'm sorry, I couldn't marry these men. I couldn't marry them. You too damn stupid. Like, which... They're going to be like those people who do gender reveal parties and end up, like, burning down half of the California, like, forest. Or whatever they are. The wildfires. They're going to be just like that. You are setting yourself up for some tragedy. And you know what? Nobody is going to have any sort of sympathy because they're going to be like, well, look how he proposed to you. You thought nothing else was going to happen? Girl, that, I don't even know. That's bad. It's worse than the lady who was like, I met my husband when I called the cops on him. It's worse than that. I'd rather that than I thought we were going to get. That's traumatizing. If somebody came in here and was like, this is how he proposed to me. Okay. So what would you like to work on around that? Like, so obviously now you have PTSD. So, last story. I'm going to go in with the CoverFX PowerPlay foundation. So there was this like hardcore punk rock band in Nashville. Their name was Llorona. And they actually ended up firing their lead singer, right? Why, you may ask? So the lead singer, Diego, he became like obsessed with the drummer's girlfriend. So the drummer is named Six with 2 X's at the end. And his, I don't know if it was girlfriend or fiance, his partner is named Caroline. So I guess Diego met Caroline and it's just like, wow. Good catch, my dude. I'd like to be the one who catches her. I don't know. So that's I'm already upset because leave this woman alone. Leave her alone. Obviously, she don't want to be with you because she's with Six. If she wanted to be with Diego, she would be with Diego. So, fiance of the bassist. I'm sorry, not the drummer. So, Diego decides that he wants to break the couple up and then, you know, move in and date Caroline because apparently he thinks she's an idiot. So Diego, now Diego works at a gym, worked at a gym. So he was able to, he had access to like hormones and like steroids and supplements and all kinds of stuff. So he decided that he was going to take some estrogen and he was going to somehow force feed it to Six. So because he works at the gym, he was able to get like these protein powders and protein shakes, and so he would give them to the other band members. So he just decided to put some estrogen in Six's protein powder. So Six starts getting sick. CK starts getting sick. He's like feeling woozy. He develops stomach ulcers. He like loses weight. He has muscle fatigue, mental and physical changes, and Diego is just like dosing him up. Now Diego's thought process was that he wanted Six to become more effeminate so that Caroline would leave him. First of all, we don't know what Caroline does and doesn't like. If Six becomes effeminate, more effeminate, that doesn't mean she gonna leave him. Effing idiot. So, 5 months later, Diego and some of the band members got drunk. and Diego got real drunk. And Diego spilled the beans or the protein powder. And he also confirmed, because you know how sometimes you can be like, girl, you know what I said last night? I was just kidding. Diego confirms it. He confirms it. And so the band members tell Six, they're like, home dude is poisoning you. Okay? That's why you have the stomach ulcers and you feeling all crazy, because he's messing with your hormones. Now, yes, male folks do have a bit of estrogen. They do have a bit of estrogen, right? But if you're increasing that, that's going to have some significant changes. Especially if you're like, he's not doing it purposefully. This is not hormone replacement therapy. He's not doing that. He's literally being like poisoned by his bandmate. I don't know if the other people knew that Diego was like interested in Caroline, which already, that's my first problem. She's not interested in you. She's literally in a relationship. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Have you ever been like walking down the street and somebody's like, hey, and you're like, I have a partner, I have a boyfriend. They're like, you can't have friends? Nope, I sure cannot. So they fired Diego, and they also got rid of like all of their social media. Nobody can find out any information about the band. Maybe they disbanded, I don't know. But now Six is like in therapy and also working with like an endocrinologist to get himself back like balanced. Is that like a criminal, can that be a criminal charge? That has to be, right? Because you can't be doing that, right? What would that be? But I feel like Diego shouldn't just be able to go about his merry life. I feel like there's got to be some kind of 6 compressed charges, right? Right? I would at least, at minimum, like emotional distress. But shoot, a good lawyer will bump that mess up to, well, I guess it's not attempted murder. Like attempted bodily harm? I don't know. Somebody let me know, because I feel like there's got to be something. There's got to be some sort of, I don't know. What would that be? There's got to be something. Because, like, people will sue for tripping over a piece of prosciutto. Yes, that happened. So there's got to be something they can sue for in terms of poisoning this man. Because that's what he was doing. He was poisoning him. Okay, so the final thing I wanted to get an opinion on is, I was just reading the news and I came upon something, and it said the U.S. national average for tooth fairy gifts has risen from $2 in 2001 to more than $6 in 2023. And some give extra. There was a dentist who said some parents give cash, a video game, even an iPhone for when the kids lose their teeth. Now, I think I started thinking about this. When Erica and Jan and I were talking, I think we were talking about the tooth fairy. And I was like, I'm going to call my mother and find out if I believed in the tooth fairy or anything. And my mom was like, what's a tooth fairy? So, I don't know if they have them in the Caribbean. I don't know. But apparently I didn't have the tooth fairy. But apparently I did believe in Santa for a while. And I thought he would come down the chimney, even though we didn't have a chimney. And I was like, Mommy, that don't make no sense. She was like, you believed it. I love me. Okay, so there's a mom in the UK. When her child's first tooth came out, she gave her $60, a letter, a silver fairy necklace, and a Louis Vuitton bracelet. And so she was like, this is her first baby tooth, and it was such an uncomfortable experience, and we wanted to give her extra tooth fairy experience because we want to cherish every moment and all the milestones and create long-lasting memories. On the other hand, there's this other mom, and her daughter's first tooth came out, and she gave her $3 and 2 chocolate coins for her to share with her sister. And I guess this mom found out that parents are giving more, and she tells her kids, like, the tooth fairy doesn't really do all that. But I found it interesting that, like, searches in Pinterest for potty training reward ideas has gone up by 100%. End of the school year party ideas has gone up 90%. And first tooth coming out party has gone up 40%. And that's between, I think it's like between 2021 and 2023. Yeah, 2021 and 2023. What's your opinion on that? I mean, because obviously I didn't get none of these things. So I don't know. I don't know what it was like to get something from the tooth fairy, because apparently my parents didn't even know what it was. And I feel like if they would have known, they would have done that with my siblings. But ain't none of us get nothing for our teeth coming out. There is something Caribbean, or I know it's like a foreign thing, and we would like wrap the tooth in like tissue paper and throw it, I don't know if it was on the roof, on the tree or something, for some reason. I don't even know. I vaguely remember that, but I'm like, y'all deprived me of the experience. And homegirl's getting a Louis Vuitton bracelet. So my teeth didn't mean nothing to y'all? Anyway, that's it. Thank you for coming along on this journey of randomness. And here is the finished look. I feel like I'm looking real. Am I looking therapist-y? Probably not. But I'm going to be a therapist today. That's it. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Let me know if you are on that struggle bus with me. If I'm by myself, that's fine. I can travel alone, but I imagine that I'm not the only one. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.